Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The NFL world is buzzing with an earth-shaking rumor that could redefine the balance of power across the league. Sources are whispering that the Baltimore Ravens have somehow secured KHALIL MACK, the defensive titan whose presence on the field alone forces quarterbacks into mistakes and offensive lines into panic. The idea that MACK, known for his relentless pass rush and devastating run-stopping abilities, would anchor Baltimore's front seven has ignited a frenzy among fans and analysts alike. Imagine the kind of chaos a defensive unit led by him could unleash week after week, completely altering the strategy of every opponent who dares to line up against the Ravens. The chatter in locker rooms and sports bars is intense, with speculation running wild about how this acquisition might shift the entire landscape of defensive dominance in the NFL. Everyone is asking, can any offensive line stand up to a Ravens front seven, with KHALIL MACK terrorizing gaps and blitzing at will? The very thought has coaches scrambling to rethink schemes, and players are reportedly adjusting their off-season training to prepare for the new nightmare looming in Baltimore. The magnitude of such a move cannot be overstated, and the rumor mill shows no sign of slowing down inside the league. Whispers suggest that the negotiation to bring MACK to Baltimore was a masterclass in front office strategy, a subtle dance of leverage, timing, and understanding exactly how to appeal to a player of his caliber. Sources close to the situation hint that this isn't just about money or contract length. It's about vision and opportunity. MACK reportedly saw in Baltimore a chance to become the cornerstone of a historically aggressive defensive unit, to mentor younger players, and to ETCH his legacy as one of the game's most feared linebackers ever. Meanwhile, the Ravens brass appears to have orchestrated the perfect storm, combining cap space, draft flexibility, and persuasive allure to make their pitch irresistible. Rumors suggest there were multiple contenders, teams ready to roll out the red carpet. But Baltimore's offer included an almost mystical combination of role, responsibility, and respect that MACK couldn't ignore. Analysts in the know are buzzing that this could be one of the most impactful defensive acquisitions in recent memory, and fans are already projecting highlights, sacks, forced fumbles, and game-changing plays that might define the Ravens for years to come. The fan reaction has been nothing short of electric. Social media platforms are ablaze with posts, memes, and animated debates about how MACK will fit into the Ravens' existing defensive ecosystem. Some are speculating that the team's linebackers and defensive ends will suddenly look like all-stars overnight, while others are creating hypothetical matchups where quarterbacks barely have a chance to step back in the pocket before MACK blows the play wide open inside Baltimore. Whispers of organized rallies and fan events celebrating the rumored acquisition have begun circulating, and some fans are even claiming they've spotted MACK scouting local neighborhoods, adding fuel to the frenzy. While none of this is confirmed, the buzz alone is enough to send shockwaves through the league. Coaches, general managers, and even rival players are reportedly watching every press conference and social media update for any hint that this deal is real, knowing full well that if MACK does indeed join the Ravens, the entire NFC and AFC offensive strategy charts will have to be rewritten in response. It's a perfect storm of speculation, excitement, and nervous anticipation, a story that feeds itself as the rumor spreads. Analysts are quietly predicting that the Ravens' front seven, with MACK at the helm, could become a nightmare scenario for any offensive coordinator daring enough to face them. They speculate about complex blitz packages, creative gap stunts, and the way MACK's experience could elevate every player around him. Even if only a fraction of these projections materialize, Baltimore could instantly become the team everyone wants to avoid on the schedule. Rumors hint that the Ravens might even adjust their defensive schemes entirely to maximize MACK's strengths, potentially experimenting with hybrid formations and unpredictable alignments designed to confuse and dominate opponents. The implications extend beyond a single season. If these whispers are accurate, the Ravens could be constructing a legacy-defining defense, one that will dominate headlines, television commentary, and fantasy football leagues for years to come. The league is reportedly on edge, with rival teams possibly scrambling to shore up weaknesses and prepare for a defensive juggernaut that seems almost mythical in potential. Behind closed doors, some insiders suggest that this rumored move could also reshape team culture and locker room dynamics in Baltimore. MACK is not just a player, he's a personality, a leader, and someone who commands respect naturally. His potential presence could inspire younger defenders, create mentorship opportunities, and instill a sense of fearlessness across the roster. Coaches might leverage this to build a defensive identity that is synonymous with toughness, relentlessness, and unyielding aggression. Meanwhile, opponents are reportedly adjusting scouting reports, realizing that the usual tactics may no longer suffice against the front seven, suddenly armed with one of the most feared linebackers of his generation. It's a rumor that keeps growing, a narrative that refuses to be ignored, and the NFL community is collectively holding its breath to see if the whispers will become reality. The energy surrounding the potential acquisition is palpable, as fans and insiders alike are drawn into a web of excitement, speculation, and anticipation. Finally, as the rumor continues to gain momentum, sports talk shows, podcasts, and online forums are becoming echo chambers for debate, speculation, and analysis. Every subtle gesture, every cryptic social media post, and every insider tidbit is dissected, interpreted, and amplified. The sheer volume of discussion surrounding KHALIL Mack potentially joining the Ravens indicates the seismic impact this move could have on the league, even without official confirmation. The narrative is already shaping perceptions, influencing betting lines, fantasy drafts, and the strategies of rival teams preparing for next season. The rumor itself has become a story, a swirling, unstoppable force that highlights just how much one player, one decision, and one front seven can capture the imagination of the entire NFL world. For Baltimore fans, the speculation alone is intoxicating, a tantalizing glimpse of a potentially historic defensive era on the horizon. And the rumor continues to grow louder with each passing day. As the rumor of KHALIL Mack joining the Ravens spreads, whispers suggest that opposing teams are entering a state of quiet panic, scrambling to reevaluate offensive line strategies and quarterback protection plans. Coaches are reportedly poring over tape, imagining Mack's relentless pursuit of the passer, his ability to collapse pockets, and his instinctive reading of run plays. Analysts speculate that his presence could force entire offenses to rethink their approach, potentially abandoning traditional blocking schemes in favor of quicker releases, additional chips, or misdirection plays to counteract the sheer power and speed of a front seven suddenly dominated by a superstar. Some insiders hint that rival teams are even considering off-season acquisitions and adjustments, aiming to prevent Baltimore from becoming an unstoppable defensive force. The idea that a single player could catalyze such widespread strategic shifts has fans buzzing, commentators debating, and the rumor mill thriving with speculation, exaggeration, and heated arguments, even without official confirmation. The very notion of Mack anchoring the Ravens has already begun to redefine the league's perceived hierarchy, making Baltimore not just a contender but a potential nightmare scenario. For anyone daring to schedule a game against them, it's a tantalizing, nerve-wracking narrative that only grows in intensity with each passing day. Meanwhile, inside the Ravens camp, murmurs hint at an electrifying transformation in team morale and locker room culture. Should KHALIL Mack arrive, veteran players are reportedly thrilled at the possibility, envisioning mentorship, leadership, and a renewed sense of purpose that a player of Mack's caliber could bring. Rumors suggest that defensive meetings might take on a new intensity, with schemes adjusted to maximize Mack's natural talent and vision, while younger linebackers and defensive ends soak up knowledge, positioning themselves to elevate their play in ways previously unimaginable. Even training routines might shift, with teammates inspired to match Mack's legendary work ethic, intensity, and commitment. Sources hint that these behind-the-scenes dynamics could create a ripple effect, extending beyond the defense to impact team-wide culture, instilling confidence, and building an aura of dominance that could intimidate opponents. Before the first snap of the season, fans imagine a locker room buzzing with excitement, energy, and determination, the type of environment where champions are forged and the pressure to perform is met with a collective, fearless mindset. Rumors paint a picture of a team evolving instantly, reshaping its identity around a single transformational force. Sports media outlets are reportedly scrambling to keep up with the frenzy, as the KHALIL Mack to Ravens story dominates headlines, talk shows, and online discussion boards. Analysts debate hypothetical matchups, envisioning scenarios in which quarterbacks face relentless blitzes, offensive lines are overpowered, and running games are stifled at the line of scrimmage. Podcasts and social media channels are said to be overflowing with speculation, with every gesture, quote, or cryptic post analyzed for hidden meaning, feeding the rumor mill further. Betting markets are ALLEGEDLY adjusting, fantasy players are reshaping drafts, and even casual fans are swept into the narrative. Imagining a season where Baltimore's front seven is virtually untouchable. The rumor has become more than a potential roster move, it's a cultural moment. A shared experience across the NFL community that highlights the power of perception, anticipation, and imagination in sports fandom, even if the acquisition is never officially confirmed. The discussions, debates, and projections have already taken on a life of their own, creating excitement and tension that ripple throughout stadiums, living rooms, and digital spaces nationwide. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Some insiders hint at the psychological impact this rumored move could have on opposing teams, suggesting that even the threat of facing KHALIL MACK and a revitalized Ravens front seven could alter preparation and performance. Offensive coordinators may be obsessing over adjustments, attempting to simulate a force they can scarcely replicate in practice. Quarterbacks are reportedly imagining collapsing pockets, quick decision requirements, and the constant threat of a disruptive force hunting them down every play. There are even whispers that some teams are reconsidering draft priorities and free agent signings to mitigate the potential devastation, treating Baltimore as a new standard for defensive intensity. Fans across the league are captivated, imagining scenarios where MACK dominates lineups, creates game-changing turnovers, and drives narratives that could define an entire season. The rumor has escalated to a point where it influences mindset, strategy, and anticipation, proving that the mere possibility of such an acquisition can ripple through the NFL in profound ways, creating a compelling story of fear, respect, and intrigue surrounding the Ravens. The speculation also hints at broader implications for the league's competitive landscape. Some insiders suggest that if MACK truly joins Baltimore, other franchises might feel pressure to respond with equally dramatic moves, sparking a wave of defensive acquisitions, strategic overhauls, and talent realignment. Analysts are reportedly considering a domino effect, imagining how one superstar player could catalyze an arms race, forcing every team to adapt, innovate, and prepare for an elevated standard of defensive prowess. Fans have taken to forums to theorize about hypothetical season outcomes, playoff scenarios, and even historic comparisons, imagining a Ravens defense so dominant that it could reshape how championships are contested and how teams are built. The rumor has evolved beyond personnel, transforming into a narrative about power, influence, and the potential to redefine success in the NFL, capturing the imagination of anyone with a passing interest in football or a love for dramatic, high-stakes speculation. Finally, as the frenzy around KHALIL MACK continues, it's clear that this rumor has transcended conventional reporting, evolving into a captivating saga of possibility, tension, and anticipation. The NFL community, from coaches and players to analysts and fans, is immersed in conjecture, projecting a future where the Ravens' front seven becomes a legendary force, feared across stadiums and discussion boards alike. The idea that one player could anchor such dominance has created a narrative filled with intrigue, excitement, and endless debate as everyone waits for confirmation, denial, or further developments. The story's power lies not only in the potential reality, but in the collective imagination it inspires, a shared experience where speculation drives engagement, enthusiasm, and a sense of being part of something larger than a single team, single acquisition, or single season. The rumor of KHALIL MACK in Baltimore is more than just a headline. It is an evolving spectacle, a pulse-quickening narrative, and a testament to the enduring drama, unpredictability, and passion that make the NFL the most riveting sports league in the world. Fans and insiders alike remain captivated, hanging on every whisper, every hint, and every possibility as the story continues to unfold with tantalizing intensity. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.